Welcome to Module 1, Part 3.
Response techniques of IPS. IPS is intrusion prevention system. IPS stops attack itself. IDS does not stop it, but IPS intrusion prevention system can stop the attack itself. It can terminate the network connections or user session that is being used for the attack. So IPS is a little more powerful than IDS when it is compared. Block access to the target from the offending user account IP address. It can terminate the network connection, it can block the access, it can make changes in the security environment, it can make changes in the firewall rules, and the IPS could change the configuration of the other security controls to disrupt an attack. IPS technologies can change, remove, or replace malicious portion of an attack. Supposing if the attachment has some malicious, that particular portion alone can be removed from the communication. So IPS is a little more powerful than IDS. Network intrusions, repeated probes or the available service on your machines. These are network intrusions. Connections from unusual locations, repeated login attempt of remote host. For example, you have an FTP server. In that FTP server, if you see that there are maybe 60 or 70 or 100 failed login attempts, repeated failed login attempts, it's network intrusions. Some examples. Sudden increase of log could indicate attempts of DOS attack, bandwidth consumption, and distributed denial of service attack. Incorrect permission of ownership. So you will see that malicious activities happening on the system. Modification to system software and configuration files, unusual graphic display or text, some pop-up comes into, system crashes or reboots, unfamiliar process. This is not the usual process. You will feel that if you use the machine continuously, you will feel an unfamiliar process. Then you can understand that there can be some system intrusions. Firewall. Look at this picture. There is trusted network, there is untrusted network. Trusted network means it's your company devices. You have printer, your machines, your desktop, your system, your router, and everything comprises your organization. You trust that that's a trusted network. This side is the untrusted network in the internet. There can be hackers, there can be crackers, there can be a lot of other intrusion. But in between the trusted and untrusted network, there is a device. This is known as perimeter. And perimeter or edge device. This particular perimeter device, mostly every company will have a firewall minimum. Firewall, IDS, IPS, all can be placed at this particular place. Now, a firewall is a software or a hardware based system located at the network gateway. This is what the gateway that protect the resources of a private network from unauthorized access of users on the other network. So this is a perimeter device which is kept at the gateway to protect the resources of the trusted network from the attack from the untrusted network. This is the picture of Checkpoint firewall, Checkpoint, Palo Alto, Sonic Wall, FortiGate. A lot of examples are, a lot of companies are there. They manufacture firewall devices. Firewall examine all packets entering or leaving the perimeter and blocks those that do not permit the rule base. So here we need to understand firewall examines all the packets entering or leaving the perimeter and blocks those. So when the packet from malicious packet is coming from here, the packet can be blocked here by the firewall from entering this network. Suppose there is one person, the IP address is, for example, 192.168.70. If this person is not allowed the access to a web server, that means when the communication comes, the firewall can drop the packet provided we need to have a firewall rule there. Let us write that this is the source. Let's say this is the source IP, say 192.168.10.10 is the source IP address. And say, for example, 70.0.0.10. This is the destination IP address. And let's say the traffic is HTTP traffic, and the action is dropped. It can drop the packet. So in this, if you see that 192.168.1.10, this is the source IP address, this machine's IP address, and the 70.0010 is the destination. Maybe if this is a web server, that is the 70.10. So this is the source and destination, and the traffic is HTTP traffic, and the packet is getting dropped by the firewall. Which means if the machine, that is 192.168.1.10, should not access the HTTP service from this particular thing, then it can be dropped here. The firewall rules will be like this. 192.168 is the source, 10.10 is the source IP address, this is the destination IP address, this is the service, and this is the action. And this is an example for a firewall rule. Please follow the continuation part. Thank you.